Welcome to Talk Too Late, a special episode to talk about the few things that went wrong with PlayStation Classic and our wish list for a PlayStation 2 Classic hardware release that may or may not come, maybe in 2021, 2022, who knows. So, I'm here, joined by the usual guest of the show, Mik.
Hi.
And Prosil.
Hey.
Right, guys, straight off the bat, a few questions just to warm up. When the PlayStation Classic was announced, and you guys saw the little render of a tiny console, and they told you, oh, it's gonna be a tiny, cute version of PlayStation, were you hyped for it?
Yes.
For like a minute.
I was. I'm not gonna hide it. I'm not gonna play cool like Mik. I wanted to like this thing.
Too cool to admit it.
Yeah. But it ended up being a terrible hardware. Let's just go straight into it. I have an article from 2 years ago, because this is the show where we talk about games from 2 years ago. This is the Eurogamer and Digital Foundry review from 2 years ago. The launch of this little hardware was marred with a number of problems that were, maybe a sort of an okay playlist of games, an okay selection of games, but also serious technical issues regarding the design of the console and the actual hardware of the console. There were problems with the emulation of the games. People were unhappy with the fact that the console came out with classic controllers instead of DualShock controllers. DualShock controllers, which are actually needed for playing some of the games. There were performance issues with the games. I'm gonna put things here in the background while we chat. And as you can see here, for example, I will show it to you later, guys, while we talk. But we have situations where the frame rate, even in the emulated games, were actually lower than the frame rate that one could observe on the original console. For example, we're looking at Ridge Racer Type 4. PlayStation original hardware went at 30 frames per second, PlayStation Classic 26 frames per second. What you're seeing here instead is the emulation on Shield TV, the don't remember the company that does Shield. NVIDIA Shield, yes. And so there were terrible performance and frame rating issues with the emulation of PlayStation Classic running the games that they should run natively. And even simply, and this has happened on a number of titles. So it was a bit of a disaster, and the only thing that ended up saving this sort of commercial operation was the fact that you could mod the console very easily, and you could put in the games that you would want to put in, but still the emulation is not great. So I don't know why would anyone emulate it on the hardware. But just to finish talking about it, I just want to say that it's kind of ironic that piracy made PlayStation 1 popular, and piracy is again sort of saving PlayStation Classic. It was a terrible operation, but before we talk about PlayStation 2 Classic or the potential of a new nostalgic operation like this, I want to ask you guys what you thought in general about it. If you think you would have gotten it to have better games, if there was any games, I'm gonna show you now the list of games, by the way, but if there was any games that you guys would have liked to see here that are not here. I'll leave it to you guys. Mik, Prosil, which one do you think is the biggest omission?
There's no Soul River.
There's no Soul River.
Soul River 1, it's a masterpiece.
Good point. Good point.
There's no Oddworld. Do we have Oddworld?
Yes, Oddworld is there.
Oddworld is there. Okay,
which is good.
I can see.
As you can see, the territory is a bit different in PAL territory, Japan territory.
Oh, it changes.
It changes because of licensing issues.
Yeah, licensing.
That's
what the license. It's a big issue here too on any release. I mean, it's an issue. They need to pay different money.
But sometimes the company doesn't exist anymore, so it's no longer available at all.
Silent Hill is probably impossible.
Silent Hill is not there.
Yeah, because Konami.
Yeah.
Never gonna license that again.
Prosil, any other omission?
Yeah, the original Resident Evil is not there.
Yep.
There is the
director's cut, which is
the terrible, the worst one. Yeah,
terrible,
worst one they put in there.
There is no Resident Evil 2. I think there is no Tombi. There is no Rayman. There is a ton of games that are not there. Rage Racer. There is only the last one. For instance,
For
There's no
me,
Dino Crisis too.
no Final Fantasy. I think there is.
I have to
I'm
say,
surprised there is Puzzle Fighter,
which is a great game. I have to say, Silent Hill is probably a big omission, and on the more niche side, Suikoden would have been nice. Instead, no, but seriously, why do you put maybe Arc the Lad 2 in Japan, and in Europe they've put what was it? Well, Japan has Saga Frontier again.
Parasite Eve is only in Japan.
Parasite Eve all in Japan. Basically,
that's terrible.
all the JRPG are in Japan. Arc the Lad is a JRPG. Armored Core, very Japanese. Parasite Eve, Japan only. I understand that Japan may like that
There's no
a bit
Crash
more,
Bandicoot.
but there is no. Yeah, there's no Crash.
Because they were working on a remaster back then.
Maybe,
they would have never licensed it.
And there is Tom Clancy, which requires the analog sticks.
Yes, I mean, yeah, there were a lot of omissions. Siphon Filter. Oh, Siphon Filter is there.
That's a great game.
That's great. Yeah,
it's a pretty good game. Yeah. Anyway, this what has happened with PlayStation Classic. It's a shame because obviously we have fond memories of this hardware, fond memories of the console.
Parappa the Rapper.
Parappa, yes.
Let's say it.
And it's
there is no Armored Core.
You see, also the controller is not the real controller.
Yeah.
And another thing that I don't like is that you cannot use your old memory cards.
Yeah, that would have been
so if
almost
I have
impossible.
Memory cards, it would have been nice if I could put them in.
It would have been awesome. Yeah, but it's
and go
not
back
easy.
to loading my saves. And look how bad the frame rate is on Ridge Racer 4.
That's why I was not hyped. I saw the title being released and I was like, I can either emulate 9 out of 10 of this amazingly, and there's like a lot other that are not here.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, of course, the meaning of the operation is not to have emulation that you cannot get elsewhere. It's more kind of to get to have a good gadget, something that looks good. But still, it should have at least been. It doesn't even have the DualShock vibration. What's the point? You're making me play this game without vibration. You're making me play Metal Gear Solid without vibration. So imagine the scene of, Psycho Mantis without vibration. What's the point? Cool.
That's how
borders.
I emulate it.
Anyway, I think we can stop here and move on to a much more interesting hypothetical topic, which is something else that I want to throw at you guys, and you guys tell me what you think. I want to talk about your hypothesis and wish list for a potential classic remake, classic re-release in hardware form, in tiny cuter form of the PlayStation 2, of the PlayStation 2 Classic. So question 1 would be, how much would you want it? And is it something that you would buy, or because you want to have that nostalgic piece of artwork because you are tied to PlayStation 2? And which is the part of that? We're going to talk about the games later, but yeah, tell me about your relationship with PlayStation 2 and whether you would be interested in seeing a mini hardware or a new release of this. And of course, you can talk then about the features that are absolute must. For example, the joystick, or maybe you want wireless controllers, or maybe you want PlayStation connectivity to play online with some of the games that supported online play. Anything that crosses your mind about the potential PlayStation 2 Classic. You're free to take it away.
Do I go?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna buy it this time because I missed out on the first one, and I'm sure that Sony learned something out of the flop of the first one.
Yeah.
So they'll probably make it better. Also, they're gonna make it quick, and they can make it quick, and I'm sure they're gonna make it quick. If we want to talk about speculations, I'm open. I think that it would be awesome to have online connectivity, but it's gonna be impossible because servers of PS2 games have been shut down ages ago. But imagine if you could like have Monster Hunter in it or Resident Evil Outbreak in it and play online with your friends. It would be amazing for me.
Yeah.
One of the features that I want, it's definitely I want. Do you remember you could spin the PlayStation logo depending on if you put your I want the same thing to happen in the mini version.
That's true. You could get the console vertically or horizontally, and that would change direction.
Yeah. And I would buy it and I would put it in like in a box and never open it or never use it. Maybe I think. Besides that, I don't know. I kinda would like to have maybe a fake tray for disc that opens.
Fake tray? No, that was gonna be my question. I want
awesome.
Proper Blu-ray ability.
Ooh,
I want to be able
though.
to use my PlayStation 2 games with the DVD reader. If they make a PlayStation 2 Classic without possibility for me to put in the disc, I'll be really pissed off, because one thing that really failed with PlayStation 1 was the fact that it was all fake. You couldn't use the real controller. You couldn't use the real memory card. It's a fail. They should have actually allowed even new games. That's what they should have done. They should have allowed new games to be released on PlayStation Classic.
The problem is that it's basically a Raspberry Pi, an emulator that you can do in your house.
Of course,
at any point.
You can do it. You can do it yourself.
That's what it is.
But that's what I would have liked.
So
instead of doing an emulation, make a proper hardware that again accepts that sort of format, that reads it again, and launch it like an actual console. And maybe people will buy it. Prosil, what do you think? And what do you want?
I'm not really a fan of PS2. There is a few games I remember, maybe it's a 10 in total. Played a lot of PES. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but the chances to have this well done, probably it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen on this. I think they should be open source consoles where you can throw in the games you want, because people can hack these systems anyway. So it would be better to sell them like you put a simple USB stick and then you can play the game you want. I think that would be what I want, independently from the disc or whatever, and that would help a lot. It would have helped on Super NES as well. I mean, 30 games that you have to choose with PS2, I think is very hard to finding the best game. Would be probably one of the two Metal Gears, and then you're losing on the other one if they put one. I think Final Fantasy X, that would be.
Let's talk about games. I just want you guys to name, because obviously if they do it, they're gonna come up with a list of like 20-30 titles. There's gonna be the usual ones, but there's also going to be a lot of fluff. Like you may find maybe a Dead or Alive or a Twisted Metal if you're lucky, or minor things like I don't know, Dead to Rights. I don't know what this is. Anyway, I wanted to ask you guys what you thought were games that for you, on your personal taste and experience, 5 games maximum, they are absolute must for you this to be included in this hypothetical PlayStation 2 Classic.
5? Are you killing me? I had like 10 already.
I don't want 10. Too easy.
I'll go with Silent Hill 2.
Cool.
Because the 3 is awesome, but 2 is just Silent Hill 2.
Cool.
Ratchet & Clank.
Cool.
First one. Awesome platform. Ico and Shadow of the Colossus in one game.
Okay.
They did that on PS3. They did the remaster.
I don't know that kind of bends history.
It's technically
let's
one
say
game.
2 games. Okay, but that's fine.
It's one game. And for sure, Bully. Kinemedit. That's kind of a gem. Most of these are games you either don't find on PC or, they're niche game that even if they're on PC, they need a spotlight to be on.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna give you the last one. Actually, the last two, but they're both never gonna happen because of licensing issues. Star Wars Battlefront
Okay.
and Peter Jackson King Kong.
So you
They'll
didn't put
never happen.
you didn't put a Metal Gear 2 or
No,
3
I
here.
did not. Because Metal Gear 2, you can play it on modern console very easily.
And
Metal Gear
also
1.
an improvement. The HD version of Metal Gear is really nice.
Metal Gear 1 would have been nice on the PS1.
It is
Mini,
there.
but-
It is there.
Oh yeah, I was there. So
yeah,
great.
yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
there. But you don't have analog stick to play it properly. Anyway,
Oh, it's fine.
Prosil, what do you think are 5 games that are absolute must for your taste?
The first GTA, absolutely. Then Prince of Persia.
GTA 3, the first one in 3D.
Yeah, that one, the first one, was a quite iconic, a big change. Then Onimusha,
Mm-hmm.
Silent Hill 3. How many did I say? Final Fantasy X, and then Shinobido, The Way of the Ninja. Metal Gears. Yeah.
There's also Okami that came out on PlayStation 2 Eco.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm just gonna mention one. I think that for me, if I had to mention PlayStation 2 games, for me Eco is really one of the most spiritual games that I played on PlayStation 2, and there were quite a few. I want to say an horror game like maybe Siren or whatever it was originally, maybe one of the early Fatal Frame.
Forbidden Siren, my god.
Forbidden
what is-
Siren.
They
Siren.
remade that on PS3 though.
Yeah, they did obviously have a better version there.
It's very different.
So let me say Eco. Let me say GTA Vice City, which is probably to date my favorite Vice City.
It's awesome.
And I can skip Final Fantasy 9. You at that point you can put Persona 4. I played on PSP, PS Vita. Sorry, I think yeah, maybe Devil May Cry or Silent Hill, and
The third Devil May Cry and the first one are amazing. Now that I look at the games, it's quite a lot.
there were a lot of games. I guess that I would also put in a Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo 4 was really nice on PlayStation 2. I played so much of Gran Turismo 4, and I'm not even a big driving player. And another one that I played a lot and that is not in this list is Dragon Quest 8. Dragon Quest 8 is JRPG, but was my favorite JRPG of PlayStation 2, superior to the Final Fantasies that came out. And there were also three Suikoden games on PlayStation 2, but I don't know if they would ever make the cut, so I'm not even gonna mention them. Burnout was a lot of fun. Yeah, guys, there were quite a few of games.
That's why they can't do 30 games anymore. It needs to be 50, 60 for PS2. Otherwise,
There is also Black and
Black is good.
Manhunt. Yeah, those two
Manhunt,
games.
yeah.
Black looked like a PS3 game.
Black
Black is
had the just an incredible graphic. I remember it being so pretty. It was
It
insane.
wasn't only the graphic that was the first FPS that I said, wow, this is kick-ass. It's a strategic game, and you could see the bullets stuck in the walls.
I
It
have to
was
say
really-
now that one game that for me would really be nice to see again and to be included in this would be SOCOM. I played
Sure.
a lot of SOCOM back in the days on PlayStation 2. I also had the headset so that you could give commands, voice commands to your troop,
Yep.
and they would respond to your voice commands.
I
It was
think it
really-
came out on PS with the
with the headset,
thingy.
yeah, absolutely, and
Yeah.
and you could play online with that, and we did play online because we bought the Ethernet adapter for PlayStation 2. It was really ahead of the time, I have to say, and that would be my fifth game. A SOCOM game would really be a must for me. It would be so cool, and because SOCOM is also a brand that has been abandoned, and it's a shame because it had quite a lot to say. We're looking at other titles here. I don't know if anything else piques your interest, but I think we pretty much mentioned our
Manhunt,
winners.
maybe
Yeah.
10 words on Manhunt.
I did not play Manhunt.
Oh man, you serious?
No, I need to go back. It might just be game from Rockstar that I would like.
That's
Beautiful
low.
Joe. Beautiful Joe as well needs to be
Dragon Quest 8.
on there.
I think Beautiful Joe is a great game, but it's I don't know. But
You
Manhunt
can't
is
play
more.
it on anywhere else, though. Or even Manhunt.
True. Shinobido, The Way of the Ninja is a good one. There are a lot of games.
Yeah, PS2 had a lot of titles. That's why they can't still do 30 titles, and that's it. Because people will buy it, but it's,
A lot of these got remastered, though, huh?
yeah, some of this did.
There you go. Socom 2 in online mode with broadband connection. Up to 16 players can create their own seal character profiles and join the fight, blah blah blah. It was really nice, and you had this sort of compatible headset to do online communication, which at the time was like really impressive, and it scored pretty high for a Socom game. I still own a copy of this, and I'm a proud owner of that. It was really a good game and something I would love to see. Together maybe with, the noticeable
10 years
ones.
ago, we still had the headset. I don't know where it went.
Anyway, guys, I think this has been a nice little walk down memory lane. I'm gonna leave it here. Onimusha Warlords here. And I'm gonna leave it here, and yeah, we shall see if a PlayStation 2 Classic is going to actually come out at some point as a Christmas gadget to try and work on the nostalgic effect. I have to say that Sony will have, however, to be very convincing this time around, because they really messed it up with PlayStation Classic. Anything else you guys want to add?
In PS5. No, they messed up with PS5 as well. So I'm sure that if they wanna win the fans over a little bit more, 2021, mid 2021, they need to release a very well made PS2 Classic.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, that they try to fix PS5 as well.
Well, yeah. Prosil, do you have any predictions on this, or anything else to add?
I don't think they're gonna release this.
There's the possibility that this will never happen. Who knows?
It will never happen, because if we look at this, then there will be the PS3. Whereas I think what will happen is N64, and it's already a tough one.
And 64. Well, Nintendo is also more smart about giving value to their own libraries and past libraries. So we'll see what happens. Thank you guys for joining me on this little speculative chat. I'm gonna just conclude this here, and thank you guys for joining me, and we'll see you in the next video. We'll see you in the other topical chats that we've had. Follow our playlist, follow our channel. I'll see you guys around.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.